All right, y'all, it's Monday. Time to help the people. So while we're living in the Handmaid's Tale, it's not lost on me that a lot of us, had things planned that, had to be postponed or maybe even canceled. Flights, concerts, you might have had tickets to other events. It's also not lost on me that you could use the funds that you had allocated to these events now. So very briefly, we're going to talk about how to get your refunds, how to get your coins back. Let's get into it. First thing you're going to need is patience, and a bunch of it. When you call these places to speak to customer service and that little automated voice tells you that hold times might be longer than usual, they were not just saying something to be saying it. The hold times really are longer than I have ever seen in my whole entire 31 years. So get you some patience, call them, get your place in line, put the phone on speaker, put it down, and go find something to do. By the time you finish washing your dishes and getting the ring out your tub, they should be ready to speak with you. Next, you want to mention the Rona. You won't even need the rest of this video 9 times out of 10 if you mention that whatever you had going on got canceled or postponed or whatever because of Rona. They will automatically just give you your stuff back. They be like, okay girl, we understand, let's work on your refund. So most of the time beyond that, if you tell them it was Rona related, not telling you to lie, because I feel like a lot of the stuff really was Rona related. If you tell them that was the reason, a lot of them will just go ahead and refund you right there. Next, it's important to mention, at a time like this, you do not have to settle for anything less than what you actually want. So if they're trying to offer you a credit, or if they're trying to tell you that, oh, this ticket is fine, if we reschedule for a later date, we're going to still honor it. If that's not what you want, you don't have to take that. If a refund and the cash back in your bank account is what you want, don't stop. Don't let up off of them. Don't take your foot off their necks until they give you that. Next, if you're talking to a customer service representative and they're not telling you what you want to hear, they're not giving you the answers you want, they telling you everything but when that money's going to be back in your account, ask to speak to whoever is over them. Everybody got a boss. I believe in going up and up and up and up the ranks until I get to the top. I've had to call corporate on McDonald's before, and I was ready to go until I got to Ronald McDonald himself, and I'm not joking. Ask to speak to a manager, ask to speak to a boss if they're not telling you what you want to hear. Because frankly, I know one of their favorite lines is, oh, well, ma'am, there's nothing else I can do. There's nothing I can do does not mean the same thing as there's nothing that can be done. They probably can't do anything else. They sitting in their living room in their underwears too, following a script. So they probably can't do anything else. Oh, but somebody can. So keep going up the ranks till you get what you want. Also, if you really want to have them a little shook, ask for the number to corporate. A lot of them will magically find a way to do what they said they could not do anything for. You're like, oh, word? Give me the number to corporate. Hold on, ma'am. Let me see what I can do. So ask for corporate, but also don't just be bluffing. Actually be prepared to call corporate and state your case. Have your receipts, any proof you have, screenshots, purchases, have all that in order, and be actually prepared to talk to corporate because they almost always give you what you want to. Finally, your last line of defense, you can always dispute it with the bank. That's your bank that you bank with. They spending your money while you sleep at night, and they want to keep you happy. So if you call that bank, let's just say you got a flight or something, and if all else fails, they don't want to give you the refund. They want to try to, give you a credit for later. Call that bank. I have done it. Tell them, listen, Rona happened, and they are not giving me my money back. So what y'all gonna do? They be like, we own it, ma'am. And that was the last thing I heard about it. Next thing I know, I woke up to a refund. So use all your resources. Like I said, work them customer service agents, work them, get your bank involved if you need to, and get your things. Lastly, I also want to mention, don't lie. I am not encouraging nobody in here to be telling lies. But the reality is a lot of this stuff is just impacted by what's going on now. Even if you bought a flight back in January and you knew when you bought that basic economy flight, because I'm a basic economy girl, that there were no refunds. Well, guess what? When you bought that flight, you did not have any intentions on having to refund it. You wanted to take your flight, even if, it was in April or whatever. Then Rona came and said, no, girl, you ain't taking no flight. So it's still valid. There's a very fine line, but like I said, I'm not encouraging nobody to lie, but, just examine your situation and see if it actually applies. And I feel like in most cases it does. So get y'all things. So I hope that helps. As always, govern yourselves and change your pillowcases. It's time. I know it is. You looking at me right now, thinking about when the last time you changed your pillowcases. It's time now.